quickly talk about the electronic mail. So internet mail has been around since the beginning of the internet, right? And it was the most popular application when the internet was in its infancy, um, and still it's getting more and more, powerful. It has different components. Um, there are three actually components that we need to understand in order to see how electronic mail or email works. So we have a user agent, and then we have a mail server, and then we have simple mail transfer protocol. These three, are important components. So a user agent is basically, maybe a browser, right? That is used uh, to what? To compose or edit or read email messages. But it is maybe a third-party software such as Outlook, Thunderbolt, Apple email, or maybe if you're accessing your email using web browser, it's a web browser. Okay, so whenever we have to transfer, uh, you know, information between, so here is the user agent. Maybe I'm running, Apple Mail here, or maybe Outlook, or I'm using web browser, whatever. And the second entity is the web server, such as Gmail or Hotmail, where the messages are being maintained, are stored. And whenever I have to the transfer message from user agent to the server, or maybe from one server to, for example, this is Gmail server, and here I have server of Yahoo. So for that, I need to have this simple mail transfer protocol, SMTP, right? So whenever I want to transfer email in between the different servers, I need to make use of simple mail transfer protocol, right? SMTP, right? So mail servers are very important because here uh, the messages are maintained or queued or are managed or searched, or it's getting powerful day by day. Okay, so let's try to understand SMTP and the working of SMTP uh, with the help of an example. And let's see that Alice here, Alice here wants to send a message to Bob. Okay, so here we have Bob. So Alice wants to send message to email to Bob. So Alice has this user agent, right? So Alice needs to use this user agent first of all, and will compose an email to Bob, and will address it to Bob at some URL, say Bob at hotmail.com, right? So Alice user agent send message to this to the queue of Alice email server. Say, let's assume that Alice is using Gmail, right? And Bob is using what? Hotmail. Okay, so the message will be queued on the server of Alice. So whenever it's done, or it's time to be transferred, it will establish SMTP, right? Using SMTP, it will establish a TCP connection between these two mail servers. So what is happening here is that this transfer at step 4 will take place using SMTP, right? Simple mail transfer protocol. But for that, it has to establish a TCP connection first on port 25. Okay, so this transfer, this step number 4, is basically the transfer of data from Gmail, which is Alice email server to Bob's email server using SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, and it will establish first a TCP connection on port 25, right? And then the message is received by the Bob's email server, which is Hotmail, right? And it will be queued, and Bob can anytime come and read this message, right? So you can see, so whenever we have to transfer, it's important here, whenever we have to transfer a message from, say, user agent to the email server, say gmail.com, I need to use Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, and that will basically will do what? Will establish our TCP connection on port 25. Again, from Gmail to Hotmail, I'll make use of what? SMTP, but again, a TCP connection will be created between the mail servers of both, Alice and Bob. And the next question is, what do you think? How Bob will get messages from here? Yes, what do you think? Because see, this SMTP is a push protocol. SMTP is what? A push protocol, right? That is that the sending email server pushes the file to the receiving email server. So Gmail pushes the file or the message to the Hotmail server. But how? The question is, and how Bob is able to access the email? For that, Bob uses what? Bob needs to use what? Mail access protocol, right? And this mail access protocol, there are a variety of options there. So there are two important protocols here. We have POP, that is Post Office Protocol. This version is 3 that is being used at the moment, POP 3. Or the alternate option is IMAP, Internet Mail Access Protocol. At the moment, its version is 4, IMAP 4. So either Bob will use POP 3, Bob's user agent will use POP 3, Post Office Protocol 3, or IMAP 4, Internet Mail Access Protocol 4, to access email from the Hotmail. Why? Because SMTP is a push protocol, so there is no mechanism here to push email to user client here or the user agent on the Bob side. So Bob needs to make use of what? Bob needs to make use of any of these POP 3 or IMAP 4 mail access protocols, or either Bob can make use of what? Simple HTTP, right? We know that nowadays Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, and all the emails are also providing the HTTP based access. So because HTTP is a pull protocol, so we can get the information email for using what? Using HTTP as well, right? So this mail access protocol is important, right? Because once the SMTP delivers the message from Alice mail server, that is Hotmail, to Bob's Gmail to Bob's email server, that is Hotmail, the message is placed in Bob's mailbox, right? And it's important to see that how it is extracted. It is extracted using what? Using the mail access protocol. So mail access protocol, defines how the messages are being stored, managed, and folders are being maintained, on the user agent or email server. For example, the difference in POP 3 and IMAP 4 is that using POP 3, Bob will be able to get all of the messages and can maintain local folder directory, and can access it offline from its user agent or from using its machine. But if Bob wants to access this again from another machine, it won't be possible. So for that, we have IMAP, where the folder maintenance and everything can be done on the server. I can access all the messages and directly from the server whenever is required. And secondly, using POP3, a complete message is transferred to Bob's user agent containing the header plus the body and the attachment and everything. When I talk about IMAP, so IMAP only delivers first header of the message where it contains the information like the messages coming from, to, its a subject, and then when I click on the message, then the rest of the body or the attachment is received or is obtained from the email server, right?